Fall is here, and with it, of course, the maladies of a cold or the flu. And sometimes the only thing more miserable than catching a cold is having a baby that has a cold. Here with some expert advice on how to get through the illnesses that bother babies the most is American Baby's Jessica Hartshorn, Senior Lifestyle Editor. Jessica, good morning to you.
Good morning.
And the hard part about this all the time is figuring out exactly what it is. So we'll start with this.
It's a cold or flu or something.
Or something even bigger. Minor infection, what do we have?
Is a common cold, like you and I get with a stuffy nose and a cough and maybe a slight fever. And so your baby will look not quite himself, but, you know, like he's getting through the day. It's pretty easy to recognize, and if it seems like your baby has a cold every other month, he's actually like right on track. Because they get about 7 a year.
Exactly.
And you know, some infant Motrin can help the fever. You know, you want to call your doctor if your baby is a newborn. It's a different thing in a newborn, even a common cold. If your baby's under...
So there are some times that you're saying where
absolutely,
you
where
have
you
to
do
get to the
call
doctor fast.
If your baby's under 4 weeks, any kind of fever is a reason to go to the emergency room because they don't know how to fight a fever as a newborn. Or an infant who's 3 months or younger is also worth looking into at the doctor.
So now we have a bad cold now that comes on suddenly. You have a high fever, occasional vomiting. What is this?
Then you're talking more like a flu.
Right.
The flu is a very severe infection, and usually you'll notice a real tiredness. Your baby's just not himself. The fever is higher than it was with a cold.
And this is something you take seriously quickly.
It's a more serious infection, and it can be pretty serious, especially in a baby under 6 months. So here's where I get on my flu shot campaign, because really the most important thing you can do, especially if you're pregnant, if anyone out there is pregnant, is get the flu shot. And some pregnant women seem to shy away from it. They're like, I'm pregnant, I don't want to get the shot. But if you get the shot when you're pregnant, your body makes antibodies that go to the baby, and that decreases the risk of getting the flu by 41%. It's really important, when you're pregnant, to get the flu shot. And then once your baby hits 6 months, your baby can get the flu shot himself too.
So when it comes to the flu, when do you call the doctor?
Well, if the fever is especially high, if the baby's under 6 months, you know, it's good to see the doctor the day that you notice it really, hit. Just to get it all checked out.
And this is the interesting one. Your baby is hoarse, that barking cough, they kind of sound like a seal, and some doctors can even diagnose this over the phone.
Oh yeah, the croup is pretty unmistakable because it's like a whistle before they cough, and it comes on often at night. You know, you put the baby to sleep, you get in your own pajamas, and all of a sudden you hear this weird seal on the next room. Like, what is that? It's probably croup, and it happens to a lot of babies. A cool mist humidifier is a great remedy. Or actually, if you just pick your baby up and step outside, the cool air helps. Because what it is it's the larynx and the windpipe is infected.
So you can wait and observe just a little bit before you go to the doctor.
There's not a lot to do. There's no cure for croup.
Right.
It's kind of a wait it out. But if your baby's really having a tough time, if you notice real shallow breathing or they can't seem to catch their breath, the doctor can give it like a steroid that helps the swelling.
Jessica Hartshorn joining us this morning to talk all about it. You know, it's really interesting to have the conversation because mommies and daddies, they freak out the first time that this kind of thing happens.
Well, and also a baby can't tell you what's wrong. It gets different if you have a 6-year-old. They can tell you exactly how they feel, but when you've got a little one, they can't tell you, so you have to do all the, do all the help you can.
Right. And that's it. They can't talk.
You're their advocate.
Exactly, Jessica. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.